Hi everybody, happy Friday. Okay. So YNR was good today. It's going to be it might be a longer video because I have a lot to unpack, but I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible, okay? All right. So, um let's see. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start first. Okay. So, let's see. The Heather. Okay, I'll start with Heather. Okay. So now there's an investigation into her death, right? And Sharon, the suspect, isn't even on the radar. I don't know why that is. Although my only guess as far as that goes is that she gave Chance, her ex-boyfriend, which is really funny. I kind of find that funny too because some people say it was just a fling. Some people say it was an actual relationship, just a short relationship. So I don't know. I always consider it a fling because for me they hung out a few weeks or something, maybe a month. Then they had one night and then it just kind of dissipated. So, but anyway, apparently she gave him enough information to take her name off the suspect list and put Daniel in the first position because, all right, now I know what I said last time about Sharon, the character, being a murderer, and I don't really like that because um, Weinar and the writing and everything has spent at least 30 years writing this character like she wouldn't hurt a fly, and then now she unalived somebody. So I'm having a hard time reconciling with that. Okay, but so Chance comes over, and you have to understand that all these people are friends. So it's not like it would be in real life where a person knocks on the door and you don't know them. So you're already kind of suspicious of why they're there. Well, I mean, a little bit, you know what I mean? Whereas if it's a friend, you don't have that guard up. So, okay. So he says, you know, I don't mean to hurt you. I don't mean to bother you, but I have to tell you what's going on so far. We think that Heather might have had another lover, and something happened with him, so he unalived her. That's the theory they're trying to float, okay? And I don't like it because now it puts Daniel on the hot seat because, well, it puts into question Heather's business, which she doesn't have any, but it brings the thought of maybe she does. And then it puts Daniel on the hot seat because if he acts a certain way, if he says something the wrong way, then they take it a completely different way than if they didn't have him under suspicion in the first place. You know, like he said, the detective, which is Chance, says, you know, I just want to look at Heather's things. Can I search your house? With your permission, of course. And I'm going, no, I would say no. So Daniel says, no. The answer is no. No, I'm not going to allow you to do that because she just died and now you're going to look at her stuff and disrespect her that way. So if he, okay, what I'm trying to say is if he had said yes, no problem, then it would have been okay. Well, he consented to helping with the investigation. The fact that he said no puts him under even more suspicion because you could say, okay, well, if you have nothing to hide, why do you have a problem with the search? You see what I'm saying? Okay, so let's put this piece over here. Okay, another story is Kyle and Jack, which are father and son. Jack and Kyle. Jack's the father, Kyle's the son. Okay, they had a blowout the other day, and I talked about it. And I said I can't believe that they would actually go to that place because I thought they had a better relationship, a better bond than that, but apparently not. Okay, so now uh, Jack, and this also shows how integral um, Claire's character is and is going to become even more so because Jack doesn't really warn people about what he does, really, unless you're family. So, or unless he really, really respects you. So, apparently, he really respects Claire, but he also knows that she's related to Victor because Victor is her grandfather. Okay. So, he says, you know, I think we have to have a talk. I don't know if you're going to want to know the information that I'm going to tell you, but I feel like you should know. And she says, okay, what are you talking about? And he says, well, I know you know Victor in a certain way because he's your grandfather, but there's a side of him that you don't know. And he talked about the feud that they've had for decades. And she said, she confirmed that she had not seen the bad side of Victor yet or ever. And he said, well, that's because you're a member of his family, but I'm just telling you that everything I said is true. And then she says, well, because, and then also this gives us a look inside to where, how the relationship between Claire and Kyle is going. Because she offered to help um, Jack so that Kyle would be on the best path. So she's basically agreeing to go against her grandfather, but for the good of her boyfriend, I guess. Although they haven't had the discussion of like, what are we? So that's why I'm hesitant to give a title. Okay. Um. So there's that piece. Okay. Okay. And then we have to say, boy, howdy, and hold on to your chair. It's gonna get bumpy here. And what's really funny is that I just talked about how I hadn't seen Lily, the character, in a while, so I wondered what that was about. Okay, I got my wish today, and boy, did I get my wish today because Lily was there, and Lily had a question for Victor, and she was serious about it. She says, I'm here today because I want to know the answer to a question. And she says directly, as direct as possible, um, are you planning on putting Nikki in? Well, first she said, I don't think that you plan on making me CEO of, or keeping me as CEO of Chancellor. Am I right about that? And he hems and haws and says, well, you have nothing to worry about. And I, at that point, screamed at my TV. And I mean, screamed. You didn't answer the question. Not 2 seconds later, Lily says, you didn't answer the question. So I'm like, yes. Okay. So, vindication. But okay. So after he doesn't answer the question, she leaves and says, I don't like what's going on here, and I don't accept that answer. So then she goes directly to Nikki. And Nikki happens to be sitting at a table somewhere, and she says, as a starting point, I think we have a good friendship now going on. And I feel like I'm being used, but I'm not really sure. So I just want to ask you directly, um, do you and Victor was your plan to use me for information and then get me out, like take me out and then install you as the CEO? And it took forever and a day. And I'm screaming at the TV again, going, yes, the answer is yes. But it took 20 minutes to get to the answer. And she says, yes, the answer is yes. And but I know how you must feel, but I didn't intend to use you. And I feel bad because I feel like I went against my own moral fiber, is what she said. And then she said, I hope that you can not make a rash decision. And I know that the two of us, can work well together. So Lily did what exactly I would do, which is, okay, let's recap a bit. They both used her for information. Then they lied to her about their intentions. Bull-faced lie. And they don't expect her to have any kind of negative reaction to that. When you lie to me, well, okay, there's different kinds of like pain, but when you're in any kind of relationship with somebody, in my viewpoint, the minute you use me, we're done. The minute you lie to me, we're done for life. And I mean, done. Because if you lie to me once, that shows me your character. And if I allow you to do that, that shows you who I am. So it's a no go, you know. Um. So yeah, and then also I have to put this in here because Devon's involved, of course, too, because he's Lily's brother and Abby's future husband. Okay, so when I say he's embroiled in it, he's embroiled in it. And he's talking to Nate, and he says, well, he's doing, if she, he's doing the plan to do that to Lily, I'm going to have a problem with my future father in law. He said it outright. So when I say there's going to be an implosion, I told you guys there was going to be a major implosion. I called it. But I told you I didn't know when. But boy, isn't it coming? And it's going to be big, huge, massive. Wait for it. It's like a bomb, and you're just waiting for it to go off. So, all right. Bye, guys.